Hi everyone and welcome to Craftique by Ro. So I said I would make a video going over what materials are used for making shoes. So I bling out Converse. Um, and so let's go over what exactly I use. First, you have a choice of glues. It's up to you pretty much what glue you want. I have several different glues that I've tried. Some I use, some I don't use. This is one. This is the super tight Fusion Tack adhesive glue. Okay. I use this when I have quite some time for drying. This takes a little bit of time to me to dry. It's an industrial fabric glue. And I use it. It bonds fabric, glass, leather, plastic, wood, and more. Great for stone embellishments, fabric projects, and stitch-free repairs. So I use this. It dries clear. It looks really nice. Looks the same as other glues that I use. My number one that I use majority of the time is, of course, my E6000. I use that a lot. A lot of people can't handle the smell. I do turn on a air purifier and I open windows when I'm using it so that I'm not inhaling the fumes. So you have that as an option. I've known people to use quick grip adhesive. It dries clear also, so it's more so of a preference. So that's the glue portion. Emery board, something I use. I use the Emery board to sand the surface of the toe because you need the toe to be sanded, and it's like a film that they put on top of the what is it, the plastic on the toe, so you have to use a sanding tool to kind of clean that off. Then I use alcohol and then just a paper towel to clean it. So I just spray it, clean off the residue from the sanding. Okay, and that's kind of how I prep my toe of my shoe. Then I use stones. You can get stones in a lot of places. I use glass stones. I try to use the highest quality stones that I can find because those give the best shine. You can get your stones on Etsy. You can get them on eBay. There's some private websites that you can use. Any of those. And then for decorations, oh, and pearls. So I get pearls a little bit of everywhere. I buy them in packs. You can get your pearls. Most of my pearls actually come from either Everything Melody or I get them on Etsy. So one or the other. Those are the places that I get my stones. Next, patches. I make my own patches most of the time, or I get my patches from Everything Melody, but most times I actually buy my patches. So I have these here. So today I'm actually going to be working on a pink shark. So I'll be making some pink shark patches. Here's a patch I use. This is another one. It's a giraffe, the donut. So you have options for patches. Now, shoes, I use just standard Converse. I don't pick any special shoe. I always use Converse. That's the shoe I use. Sometimes I bling out Vans, but most of the time it's Converse. That's what you'll find in my Etsy shop or on my website, available for purchase. I bling anything from kids to adult shoes, just whatever anyone is looking for. This Cricut mini press. Yes, you can use an iron, but this has been my lifesaver. I use this along with the mat, the smallest mat that they carry. And I use that for decorating. So when you see my designs and it has a heat press design on it, I'm using this. I use HTV for shoes. I use just regular standard printed designs. What is it called? Transfers. I use those for shoes. What else do you need? For the most part, that's it. Oh, I use a crystal katana. This is something that I use. They have different types of different things that you can purchase. This is another tool. I think I found it online. It's one of the shops. I'm not sure which one. This is the older crystal katana, but this is the newer one that they came out with. So yes, it's just my preference. This is what I use for blinging. I found it to be the most helpful for me. Now you can purchase some tools. They're very similar, and they're on Amazon, so you definitely can get those. For shoestrings, I use either, most times is 1.5 inch ribbon, and if for the smaller sizes, I use the 7/8 satin. Um, it just depends on the look that I'm going for. If I'm going for kind of standard look, I just keep the regular shoestrings in the shoes. So for the most part, that's it for the shoes. I did a few videos on making a patch. So if you want to go back and take a look at the video, it goes over how I make my patches and my process. And I think I did some blinging, but I'll be sure to record me blinging shoes. But that's what the size for the stones. I use SS16s or 4mm stones. That is what I use for the rhinestones. For pearls, I use anywhere from like a 5mm all the way up to a 10mm. It just depends on what I'm looking for, what design I'm looking to do. But for the most part, it's for 5mm to 10. If I'm doing kind of like a straight same size stones, I use like a 6 or 8, and I cover the entire shoe in that. And then for little spots, I use the smaller stones in the same color. And like I said, you can get stones on actually Amazon, eBay. You can get it from Etsy. You can get them pretty much anywhere that you want. But for the most part, that's it. So 4mm, let's go over a list really quick of what we're using for stones for blinging out the shoes. So you're going to get your adhesive. Figure out what's best for you. These are the ones that I use most often. Okay. Then you need your stones. For the toe, I use all 4mm stones. So you got your stones. If you're doing pearls, get your pearls. Pearls, if you're putting them on the toe, I get 4mm pearls. For the toe. When I'm doing the outside of the shoe and covering it, I use from a 5mm all the way up to a 10. If I want like a uniform look, I use either 6mm or 8mm all over. You need your Emery board, and this is for sanding your toe, the toe of the shoe. Then we have alcohol. Then you have your patch. You have whatever patch you want. I measure my tongue of my shoe to know how wide I want the patch to be. And then, of course, you can use your HTV to go on the shoe. I use my Cricut Easy Press with a Cricut mat. And for the most part, that's it. If you have questions, definitely ask, and I'll be happy to go over it with you or answer your questions. The next video, I'll try to record it tonight, and it'll be me actually blinging out the toe of a shoe so that you can kind of see what my process is. Talk to you soon. Bye.